So hey guys, since I'm on a filming bench, I'm gonna be doing another video. I actually started this video and then my dad came home, and so I went outside to talk to him and it was interrupted, so I'm sorry about that. So we're gonna be reading more scary stories to tell in the dark. I know these videos don't do too good on my channel, but I enjoy filming them, and since I just finished my Christmas Wrap With Me video, I'm gonna just read some of these stories, and then I'm gonna be watching H2O, Just Add Water, and probably take a nap, because I am so fucking tired, and I'm sorry, I cussed again. I can't help it. Sorry, YouTube. I can't help it. I cuss. I'm sorry, okay? I don't know what to say, okay? But let's just get right into the video. I actually haven't filmed one of these in a very, very long time. You know, like, it's been a while. Okay, so this story is The Guests. And I'm probably going to read the whole entire book. I don't even care. If I get sued, I'm sorry. I just did it for fun, you know. Nothing intentional. I wasn't trying to, you know, get sued or anything, but oh well. The Guests. A young man and his wife were on a trip to visit his mother. Usually they arrived in time for supper, but they had gotten a late start and now it was getting dark. So they decided to look for a place to stay overnight and go on in the morning. Just off the road, they saw a small house in the woods. Maybe they rent rooms, the wife said. So they stopped to ask. An elderly man and woman came to the door. They didn't rent rooms, they said, but they would be glad to have them stay overnight as their guests. They had plenty of room and they would enjoy the company. The old woman made coffee and brought out some cake, and the four of them talked for a while. Then the young couple were taken to their room. They again explained that they wanted to pay for this, but the old man said he would not accept any money. The young couple got up early the next morning before their host had awakened. On a table near the front door, they left an envelope with some money in it for the room. Then they went on to the next town. They stopped in a restaurant and had breakfast. When they told the owner where they had stayed, he was shocked. "That can't be," he said. "That house burned to the ground and the fire and the... that can't be," he said. That house burned to the ground and the man and the woman who lived there died in the fire." The young couple could not believe it, so they went back to the house. Only now there was no house. All they found was a burned-out shell. They stood staring at the ruins, trying to understand what had happened. Then the woman screamed, and the rubble was a badly burned table like the one they had seen by the front door. On the table was the envelope they had left that morning. Well, that's pretty freaky. I'm not gonna lie. There's the picture of the house. I hope y'all can see that. I'm trying to make sure it's in the shot. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose. Here's a picture of a creepy... I don't know if that's supposed to be a man or a scarecrow or what, but it's creepy. It's creeping me out. So, okay, it's a poem, apparently. So, it's called They Eat Your Eyes, They Eat Your Nose. There are scary stories about all kinds of things. The ones told here are about a grave, a witch, a man who liked to swim, a hunting trip, and a market basket. There's also one about worms eating a corpse. Your corpse. Okay, never mind. That was just the introduction. My bad. I'm very bad at this. Now, this, I know for sure this is a poem. I am positive. Okay. It's called The Horse Song. Don't you ever laugh as the horse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. All goes well for about a week. Then your coffin begins to leak. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. The worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose. They eat the jelly between your toes. A big green worm with rolling eyes crawls in your stomach and out your eyes. Your stomach turns a slimy green, and pus pours out like whipping cream. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's when you eat when you are dead. Okay, that's To me, that's kind of nasty. I don't know if I would ever really want to think of it like that, I guess, you know. I don't know. To me, that's just nasty. But I think I've heard of that poem before. Yep. I've definitely heard of the poem. And so here's a picture and some of the verses from the poem. But yeah, I've heard of that one, but not like that. That one was more graphic and disgusting. This next one is called The Girl Who Stood on a Grave. Some boys and girls were at a party one night. There was a graveyard down the street, and they were talking about how scary it was. Don't ever stand on a grave after dark, one of the boys said. The person inside will grab you. He'll pull you under. That's not true, one of the girls said. It's just a superstition. I'll give you $1 if you stand on a grave, said the boy. A grave doesn't scare me, said the girl. I'll do it right now. The boys handed her his knife. Stick this knife in one of the graves, he said. Then we'll know you were there. The graveyard was filled with shadows and was as quiet as death. There's nothing to be scared of, the girl told herself, but she was scared anyway. She picked out a grave and stood on it. Then quickly she bent over and plunged the knife into the soil, and she started to leave, but she couldn't get away. Something was holding her back. She tried a second time to leave, but she couldn't move. She was filled with terror. Something has got me, she screamed, and she fell to the ground. When she didn't come back, the others went to look for her. They found her body sprawled across the grave. Without realizing it, she had plunged the knife through her skirt and had pinned it to the ground. It was only the knife that held her. She had died of fright. And that's her picture. Sorry, let me get a notification out of the way. That's her picture right there. Yeah, I've heard that story too, but it was with a group of girls and not girls and boys. It was a group of girls. So this last one I'm going to read for now is A New Horse. Two farmhands shared a room. One slept at the back of the room, the other slept near the door. After a while, the one who slept near the door began to feel very tired early in the day. His friends asked what was wrong. An awful thing happens every night, he said. A witch turns me into a horse and rides me all over the countryside. I'll sleep in your bed tonight, his friend said. We'll see what happens to me. About midnight, an old woman who lived nearby came into the room. She mumbled some strange words over the farmhand, and he found he couldn't move. Then she slipped a bridle on him, and he turned into a horse. The next thing he knew, she was riding him across the fields at breakneck speed, beating him to make him go even faster. Soon they came to a house where a party was going on. There was a lot of music and dancing. They were having a big time inside. She hitched him to a fence and went in. While she was gone, the farmhand rubbed against the fence until the bridle came off and he turned back into a human being. Then he went to the house and found the witch. He spoke those strange words over her, and with the bridle he turned her into a horse. Then he rode her to a blacksmith and had her fitted with horseshoes. After that he rode her to the farm where she lived. I have a pretty good filly here, he told her husband, but I need a stronger horse. Would you like to trade? The old man looked her over, and he said he would do it. So they picked out another horse, and the farmhand rode away. Her husband led his new horse to the barn. He took off the bridle and went to hang it up. But when he came back, the new horse was gone. Instead, there stood his wife with horseshoes nailed to her hands and feet. And there's her as a horse. So that's all I'm going to read for now. Next time, the story will be called Alligator, so we'll start there. And I haven't read ahead, so these stories are surprising to me, so that's why I'm just speechless sometimes when I read these, because I haven't read ahead, and it's just so crazy. But anyway, I'm going to watch H2O. I don't know if I'll film another video today, but if I do, I'm wearing the same green shirt I am, but I don't think I'm going to film any more today. I'm kind of tired. My throat is kind of hurting. But I hope you like these videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!